Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how many kids Amish people have. And this is a question that I get a lot because Amish people are known for having a lot of kids. So people are always curious with how many kids my family has, how many kids Amish people have in general. And today we're going to talk about that. And the reason Amish people are known for having a lot of kids is because a lot of Amish families have a lot of kids. And that is because they don't believe in contraceptive. By that, I mean, they don't believe in condoms, they don't believe in birth control, they don't believe in preventing pregnancies. So when they get married, they usually start having kids immediately. And they usually have kids once a year until they can't have any kids anymore. And Amish girls usually get married pretty young. So think about it, if they get married at 19 years old, females can get pregnant up until they're like 40, 45 years old. My mom had her last kid when she was 46 years old. So that gives you about 25 years to have kids. If you have one kid a year, that is a lot of kids. And I don't wish that amount of kids on anybody. I left the Amish before I got married, so I don't have any personal experience on what the sex life of Amish couples looks like. But considering that they're not able to use any type of contraceptives, I can't imagine that they have an active sex life. Man, we're all still humans. I can't imagine that they don't find some way around that. Or I sure hope they do, because can you imagine living like that? But maybe that is why they get pregnant so often. Because when they're pregnant, they don't have to worry about getting pregnant again. And another thing, if you get pregnant before you're married, you are immediately forced to marry the guy that got you pregnant, regardless of what type of person that guy is. Like, he could be somebody you don't even like, and you would be forced to marry him. Or even somebody that didn't treat you well. And the sooner you get married, the better, because the last thing they want is for you to be single with a child. Because, that makes your family look bad. They'd rather have their daughter married to somebody who beats her up, doesn't treat her well at all, than to have their daughter be single with a kid. I swear the priorities are messed up. And at the same time, they don't teach you anything about sex or getting pregnant before you're married. When I was Amish, I remember being scared of getting too close to the opposite sex because I was scared I'd get pregnant. Because I didn't know how babies are conceived. I could assume, but I didn't know. But then again, they don't even teach you what a period is. Why would they teach you how babies are conceived? Or in my case, they didn't tell me what a period was. And also, I got my period a lot younger than any of my sisters did. So maybe they just hadn't gotten to it yet. Or maybe there was just so many of us. They couldn't get to all of us. But I remember when I first got my period, I was so scared because I thought I was going to die, or that I did something and this is God's way of punishing me. Again, because they put that in your head at a very young age. I remember even thinking I might have cancer, which I know it doesn't make any sense, but at that age, the most scariest thing that I had heard of was cancer. And I didn't know what it was, and that's where my mind went. But somehow one of my older sisters found out that I was on my period, and she told my mom. So my mom put me into a bedroom and to talk to me about it. And I remember I was crying because I thought I was in trouble. I didn't know what I did, but I thought I was in trouble. And then the explanation that they give you isn't a medical explanation. It's not the correct one either. Their explanation of a period is, of course, biblical, like everything else. Instead of telling you that having a period is natural for females, they tell you that the reason you have a period is because, Adam and Eve from the Bible, when Eve disobeyed God and ate that apple, they say that it is God punishing all females for her eating that apple. Like, please explain what type of sense that makes. So your whole life, you're thinking that you have a period every month because Eve sinned and ate that apple. I'm telling you, it is ridiculous. But anyways, considering how many kids the Amish people have from the Amish community that I was from, I would think that Amish people probably have around an average of 10 kids per family. That is a lot, right? Man, out here, 4 kids per family is a lot. Maybe that's why they don't go to college. Imagine having to pay for college for all those kids. I think not. I would ban college too. And also, they hide their pregnancies. They believe it's an embarrassment. So once females are about 6 months pregnant, they stop going out. They stop going to church. They just stay at home because they're showing too much. Like, you're making a whole life. Why should you have to hide so that people don't see your pregnancy belly? or don't see that you're pregnant. And why is that an embarrassment? You're making a whole life. Of all the times that my mom was pregnant, I never knew she was pregnant. Just all at once we had a new baby in the family. I didn't question it. But that's the thing though. Growing up Amish, you're so used to a baby appearing out of nowhere. You don't question it. And even if you do, they will tell you that God gave them the baby. It's a very normal occurrence in the Amish community. My parents had 19 kids. Yes, you heard that right. They had 12 girls and 7 boys. But my mom was only pregnant 17 times. They had 2 sets of twins. The first kids they had were twin girls, and then right in the middle, they had a set of twin boys. And even though I don't believe that the 2 sets of twins are identical, I do know that my cousins had a hard time telling them apart. So maybe they are. And as of right now, there's only 6 of us that are not married. Last time I checked, my parents had around 100 grandkids, and none of those kids are mine. I don't know why, but it seems like every time I get a letter from one of my family, 3 or more of my siblings had yet another kid. Now, having this many kids is not normal for an Amish family though. Usually the most kids people have is like 15. And to be honest, I don't even know how my mom did that, because think about that. That's 19 kids. You're giving birth. Okay, she didn't give birth 19 times, but that's only because she had 2 sets of twins. But she gave birth 17 times. That's still way more than any woman should ever have to give birth. Like, I don't even know how she's going. But if you ask me, she is the strongest woman in the whole world. But I hope she doesn't expect me to keep up with that, because I'm a strong woman, but I am not that strong. I will not be that strong. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to hear more of my story. And also follow me on TikTok at IdaMachiva1 and on Instagram at IdaChooseHappiness. I will be posting videos and answering some questions on both of those platforms as well.